There. So if you're watching this video, it means you're probably interested in the Dream Analysis for Writers email course. I just want to give you a real quick summary of what you'll get out of the course. There's essentially two big ideas that you're going to explore while going through it. Two big benefits you'll get from completing the course. The first is what I'm calling creativity and meaning generation. So you'll see how some very successful writers and creative people utilize dreams for their artistic process. You'll discover what you don't know you would like to write about, things that we all have. Many of us have lists of things that we're working on or want to write about in the future, but there's also, before we thought of that, we didn't know it, and dreams we didn't know what they were. Ideas come from somewhere, and one place they can come from are really interesting dreams. In that vein, there's actually, when we think of intelligence, a lot of us think of computation or even like keeping things organized, something like that. There's actually different types of intelligence, things like lateral thinking, diffuse thinking, something I like to call fractal intelligence. Some people call it ADHD. I like to think of it as fractal intelligence. And there's another concept called associative horizon, not to mention intuition. There's many different parts of intelligence that many artists are gifted with. But they've never heard them articulated before. And through working with our dreams, we can really enhance those natural gifts. And then finally, when it comes to creativity and meaning generation, there's also a personality trait that most writers have and rarely recognize. So we'll talk about that as well. Secondly, the second aspect of the Dream Analysis for Writers course, the second benefit for it is what I'm calling mental wellness. We hear the term mental health, but mental wellness is kind of a preemptive workout routine that keeps us mentally strong, productive, enthusiastic, and insert value that's meaningful to you. So the first one I like to focus on is self-criticism or feel of failure or anxiety, which is this loop that many artists and creatives face, which is a fear of not writing the story you're meant to write, fear of publishing things, and then of course the deadly one, the anxious about not writing anything, that feeling of anxiety. So just dreams are a very good diagnostic tool to see what's going on with some of these mental phenomenon. Also they help us understand values, stories, conditioning, frankly, that we have, and we can then choose to heal what needs healed, release what needs released, and also find the wisdom in our history and cultivate the good parts as well. And also, one of my favorites, help us understand long gaps of creativity, help us speak to however you conceptualize inspiration, whether it's muses or what have you, help us work with these systems and beings, or however you conceptualize it, more skillfully, and understand why we have these gaps, if it's actually a rest period so we can rest more effectively, or if it has something to do with other things we've talked about earlier, like self-criticism, etc. Yeah, that kind of bleeds into the next one, which is developing and connecting with your inner inspiration, muse, etc. One of my favorite artists, David Lynch, talks about catching ideas, which I really love. So, and dreams are an excellent way to do that in learning dream analysis. And then next is just the cultivation of latent potential that you didn't know you had. It kind of dovetails back to discovering what you don't know that you'd like to write about. Also, we can have gifts and skills from a mental trait standpoint that just have not been nourished for whatever reason. And through dream images, we can locate them and notice them. And then finally, lastly, we can understand the unique and individual personal mythos that you're expressing in this world. Everyone has it, and everyone does it. And the question is it the unique and individual personal mythos that you want to be expressing, or is there things we want to add or potentially remove in a nourishing, loving way? So to put that in a more theoretical language, understand the unconscious value systems that may be conflicting with conscious ones, and get the whole system on the same page and talking through learning dream analysis. So this was an overview and a summary of some of the benefits you're going to get through going through this course. If you check below, you can see some of the actual logistics of what's in the course. It's completely free. And all I ask is if you go through it, let me know on Twitter or through email how it's going. And I would love to meet you and hear about how it goes. So thanks so much for watching. Have an awesome day. I hope to see you inside the course.